Kentucky. We're in Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Let me swap these out. I'm gonna get some regular potato chips down there.
No problem. Here you go, sir.
You.
Whatever you want, Doug.
Thank you. I appreciate you calling me, sir.
I can't tell you how hard my job is.
Welcome to Sam's Garage, presented by NH Oil Undercoating. Today on Sam's Garage, the clock is ruthless. We dive into leg 5 of the great race, 9 days, 2,300 miles, and hidden checkpoints testing family, focus, and finesse. In Frankfort, Kentucky, heritage meets horsepower as father-son crews and daughters on the notes keep those flatheads singing. Then we head to Southfield Classics, where a vintage Chevy look hides an electric heart, 400 volts tamed by smart 12-volt control. And finally, our Catalina redemption, ProFlow EFI, Doug's headers, a low-carb pedal. Let's light the big poncho.
We have 135 plus cars in the great race.
Checkpoints along the way that they don't know in advance, and so the goal is you're going to stay on target.
From start to finish, it's like family to me.
So keeping it maintained, keeping it running hard, it's a complete family member. It's an experience.
All the workers, all the towns that have been welcoming us.
Winning an ace in the great race is it's one of the things that just lifts you up.
Were we on time and everybody else was wrong? Were they on time and we were wrong? I guess we'll find out tonight.
9 days, 2,300 miles, and no map to the checkpoints. On leg 5 through Kentucky, fatigue meets finesse. It's family, teamwork, and split-second calls. Were we on time or way off? Sam's Garage is on the clock.
5th leg. This is basically hump day. It's Wednesday. We're starting off in Owensboro, Kentucky. If you guys remember, we had a huge send-off last year. There was almost a parade going on in this town when we were sending off to go to the great race. This year, we're on our way to Elizabethtown, which is going to be our lunch stop. After that, we're on our way to Frankfort, Kentucky, which is going to be our evening stop, and then we're going to spend the night in Lexington. And like I said, this is hump day. This is the day where a lot of people are tested. This is an endurance race, not only for the car, even though it's slow speeds, it's 2,300 miles, but it's also an endurance race for the people, the support crew, everyone that's involved. It really taxes you because, like I said, here we are on the 5th day, and you can see people kind of dragging, they're tired, they're frustrated. Yesterday, we had a long day, a lot of little issues, and it really takes your toll on you emotionally. So that's what the great race is about. Let's go see how these guys are doing and send them off in safe travels. It's all about the one common interest that we all have, which is cars, automobiles, racing, camaraderie. That's what makes car guys the best. Doug and I are about to get into the Datsun and head out to Elizabethtown.
Am I ready for lunch? I'm ready for air conditioning.
Facility, add lunch, great lunch, cold water, air conditioning. Don't forget to check out the great race. 10 degrees. Go for it.
Today was a lot of fun though. There was a bunch of hills at 45 and this little thing. But a lot of fun for sure.
Beautiful roads, wonderful landscape. It was awesome, great. It was nice, very nice.
Oh man, nice museum.
This is very cool. Check out this Packard Museum.
The Swope Cars of Yesteryear Museum. We have been open 26 years. Mr. and Mrs. Bill and Betty Swope. This is their private collection. We show half of our cars at one time. We have a total of 66, ranging from a 1910 Brush to a 1970 Cobra Jet Torino. They collected the cars after they retired from the new car business. We had one old car, 39 Rolls Royce, all original, stayed in the family until it sold to us. Absolutely a fabulous car, all original. And what we find really interesting about this car is the entire body is made out of aluminum. On this car right here, this is more like a town car. The top will actually unbolt and slide it back so it's open over the driver. This is my Spirit of Ecstasy, also known as the Flying Lady. And I don't know if you all are aware, the center light right here will turn with the steering wheel. We do have one that was in the Great Race. Our 1948 Chrysler New Yorker 3-window business coupe was a complete body off of frame restoration done by the Astronaut High School in Florida. And when it was done, it did the Great Race from Washington State to Massachusetts and took second place. Now that's my favorite car, and I love it because it has a fluid drive transmission that you can drive like an automatic or a manual. And that's going to be the precursor to the cars we have now that have the paddles behind the steering wheel.
Welcome back to Sam's Garage, presented by NH Oil Undercoating. Father-son cruise, daughters navigating, flatheads roaring, 2,300 miles of grit. We're in Frankfort, Kentucky, where heritage meets horsepower. The Great Race rolls on.
We got a lot of these vehicles with a lot of torque converters for this application. So we have turbo 350s, 400s, power glides, some of the first cruise-o-matics as well through Ford. A lot of these guys, they all have some performance parts of some kind on them. If you can't get OE, always go aftermarket, because there are some specialty products that we make that you can't find anywhere else. Even the FMX torque converter or turbo 350Cs, if you've got an automatic transmission, we've got something for you. Another thing we've got also, we have new products coming out in our flex plates. So we just added another 150 new SKUs for the Boss Hog torque converter line. So this right here, we have some fantastic vehicles. Hemmings is sponsoring it. Coker Tire, Sam's Garage. Man, you gotta check these out. Coming up, our engineers are actually putting together a bolt-together torque converter that's gonna fit almost every application out there. So if you need your hot rod to come up to it and really fix it, make it happen, make it more drivable so that you can put that thing on the road more often, Boss Hog torque converters is the way to go.
I'm the driver, and Miss Mallory is the navigator.
Lucky me. Very much a John Klassen typical day on the rally. There's lots of speed changes, lots of signs. We're having to split speeds, some high-speed turns, lots of combines and irrigation tractors and things like that. So it was a tricky day, relatively short, but it was challenging, but just the right amount.
Well, we're not up to the standard we'd like to yet. Mallory's still getting used to the truck. This is the first time she's been in this truck, and the truck's not like in these mid-90s days, so we're struggling a little bit with that, but it's always good to get to the end. We get a little sticker in our book, which means we successfully completed the day, so that's always a good thing.
We're learning something new every day, and we're trying new tactics. I've never been in a manual before. I've raced in automatic for the past, 12 years now, so it's a new challenge that I wasn't quite expecting, but each day we're tweaking things and kind of honing in different skills and different tricks and figuring it out.
And we're getting a little better every day. Yeah. So we started out really well, so we had a false sense of security with the practice run, the trophy rally. We did really well, but as the days go on and as the lengths get longer, the speeds get a little higher, and we found that we're a little off on some of the higher speeds.
Yeah.
So for the longer days, it's been a little more of a challenge for us. So, but we're working on it.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
They have to be 74 and older. We're going 2,300 miles total. We're going from St. Paul, Minnesota, all the way down to Irmo, South Carolina. Yeah. And it taxed not only the car and the person. Driving the car, navigating in the car. Yeah, dude, we are sweating, we've lost weight. It's absolutely crazy. You got kids involved doing it with the RPM, the X Cup. You got an all women's group, actually 2 of them, young kids as well. So it's really cool for the future motorsports of the youth. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, fathers, daughters, man. I've seen that out here as well, dude. It's just excellent.
This is Nelson Gill. He is from Boss Hog Torque Converters, ACC Performance. I want to thank him for being one of the sponsors here at the Great Race for Sam's Garage. If it wasn't for him and our other sponsors, we would not be able to bring you the coverage of the Great Race to Sam's Garage. So make sure you guys tune in. Well, let's go get something to eat, Nelson.
Sounds good to me.
All right, I got a good customer of mine named John. He's got a 1966 Corvette that we're going to be doing a whole bunch of work to. We're going to take the 327, freshen it up, and put a bunch of Summit Racing trick flow components on the top end. And I need to keep it cool. And one way to do that is going to be with an upgraded radiator. And I went ahead and went with Cold Case because that's what we do here. I love them. They do a great job with both customer service and fitment with their parts. Got a high quality 3-row aluminum radiator here, along with an aluminum shroud and one huge fan that flows over 18 CFM, and it's going to completely cover that core of the radiator, making it nice and efficient. I mean, look at the fan shroud that came off the car. That is huge, intrusive, and broken, so it's not going to do a really good job. This is going to allow for a lot more room and efficiency because we are going to be adding AC to this car, and we got to keep it cool. So this one big fan is going to keep this Corvette nice and cool while he's driving down the road with his new 327.
Welcome back to more Sam's Garage, presented by NHOU. Classic Chevy look and electric heart. From charge port to junction box, 400 volts becomes 12 to run everything. Southfield Classics NOAA breaks down the system.
We're back this week at Southfield Classics right here in Braselton, Georgia, where you guys can pick up a brand new Chevy truck like this one, all done within 6 months. We're going to talk about this week the interiors, wiring, 12 volts and high voltage. I'm here with Noah. He is the shop foreman, and he's going to explain everything that goes on as far as the wiring goes in the truck.
Yes, a lot of these electric vehicles in general, they're all obviously high voltage, right? In order for the motors to have the capacity to propel the engine, the weight and all. But they all also got to be controlled by a 12-volt system from which communicates with that. Tells it when to discharge the batteries. You know, you press the pedal down, discharge goes to the motor, you propel forward. It also tells it that it also recognizes, to regen when you let go of the pedal to where it starts regenning. So there's a lot of things that are inside the system itself that are very important to get it to working the right way you would want it to work.
How much volts are we talking about range-wise?
So this one right here has 400 volts.
So let's look at some of the components that it takes to do this. All right, Noah, so what are we looking at here?
This one is the junction box, and that over there is the CCS box. So what this does is, obviously the 12-volt communication that it's receiving is from a pedal. So the pedal gives the information to the ECU that we have mounted here, and then once the ECU gets the communication, it sends that over into the junction box, from which is going to actually tell the batteries that, hey, this is what I need juice-wise, give it to me.
And that's the inverter in the middle?
Yes, in the middle, that is the inverter for all the 12-volt stuff that is needed. You can basically call it a charger per se. So when this truck is running, that is producing somewhere around 13.5 to 14 volts straight to the battery. So while this thing running, it's constantly charging just like you would any regular vehicle.
So this is normally where the gas tank would be, right? You'd have the gas cap out here, it'd be out very ugly. They made a very nice panel here where the plug goes into, right?
Correct. So this was obviously intentional for the purpose of it being easy to get to. And those charge ports are pretty big. They're not very small. Mm-hmm. So we knew that we also had to tuck it away somewhere, a little bit more feasible where people can get to it.
Well, and it's cool because that's where normally you would put fuel in it.
Correct.
So you're putting fuel in it a different way.
Yes.
Put in the same location.
Yes.
So it keeps that characteristic of the truck. And you made a nice new panel that's flush. It's almost invisible when it's closed.
Correct.
Very nice job.
Yes, yes. It's a very common spot.
So when you turn the switch on this car, and you want to put it in gear, what do? Is there a button to select gear?
Yeah, so typically for this one, since we have the systems that, obviously to try to keep people from stealing your vehicle, we have an ignition switch that's typically operated with the foot pedal on the brake, from which sends the signal to the ignition, you turn it on, and then it wakes everything up engaged in order for it to actually drive.
So when you're at the charging station with the port attached, even though everything's on, no one can jump in and drive away?
No, it automatically knows.
Very cool. Thank you, Noah. This is a huge explanation. I know a lot of people out there had questions, and you just answered so many questions for so many people. And you guys, Southfield Classics are building these awesome old school Chevy trucks, brand new with brand new VIN numbers to the nines with all the hot rod parts. As the season goes, we're going to be showing you how one is assembled, and we're going to be educating you further on high voltage vehicles.
Welcome back to Sam's Garage, presented by NHOU. Last year, our Catalina stalled at the manifolds. Today, Edelbrock ProFlow EFI, Doug's headers from Summit, and a low-car firewall pedal, cable set, O2 bung in. Time to fire this big poncho.
If you guys remember last year, exactly around this time, we did the Catalina. Julie and I built the whole top end by putting Edelbrock heads on it, Edelbrock ProFlow EFI, and an Edelbrock fuel sump pump system, right? So if you remember, we couldn't get manifolds on it, so I couldn't make it run. So I went in Summit Racing, got me a set of Doug's headers, and it runs now, which is really cool. I'll turn it on here for you in a second. The last thing we need to do to make it mobile is we need a pedal, cable, and a bracket from Low-Car for the Edelbrock. This one has the pedal on the floor. I'm gonna put a Low-Car pedal on the firewall so that we get regular actuation. All right, let's get started. All right, so what I did was first remove the pedal from the car, got me a new Low-Car pedal. Instead of mounting it on the floor, we mounted it on the firewall. Made my hole. Make sure you measure your exterior cable without the interior cable in it, because you'll cost yourself some money if you do that when you go to cut it. Julie and I did the outer cable, went ahead and put the bracket onto the Edelbrock from Low-Car, went ahead and put the outer cable in. What I like to do is when I adjust the cable, I like to bring it in, make sure that the pedal is where you want it. Everything is in place. You got the inner cable through. When you go to measure it, I like to take it all the way to almost the very end. That will give you adjustability for the future. Now, it's very important that when you guys do your measurements that you make sure that the throttle plate opens all the way with the sweep of the pedal. You want the pedal to be on the floor and the butterflies be fully open. That way the floor is holding the tension and not the cable. And now everything is done. I went ahead and put an O2 sensor bung in. You saw that there was a 3-inch collector. It's actually 3.5 down to 2.5. So I have to then connect the exhaust to the new headers because I had the exhaust done with the Valvetronics, if you remember last year. So now I gotta go back and do a 2.5-inch pipe. It's only about 12 to 14 inches in a couple of angles. No big deal. So everything is good. I think we can fire it up. You guys, I can't tell you how much I love the Edelbrock ProFlow EFI. So this is a very nice system with the sump kit that we introduced here. But the Edelbrock ProFlow EFI, they got them for your most popular engines, for the Ford, the Chevys, old school, even the Mopars. They've got them for you. So check it out. They do a really good job. It may not be a looker, but hopefully it'll be a go-getter.
Hopefully.
That year that it sat outside, look at it. It got so dirty. But now that it runs, it's motivation to wash it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe even detail it, see if we can't get that paint back. If not, we'll just have to go get a Jimmy. All right, so the Catalina is done. The Edelbrock ProFlow really worked out good. The whole Edelbrock top end on this thing worked out nice. So next we're gonna do is wash it, clean it up, and get it down to the upholstery guy so you can do the headliner.
Sounds good.
And then we'll be Mad Maxing it.
Be sure to check out Sam's Garage on these other media platforms. Skill, grit, and a little grease under the nails, this is Sam's Garage. From rally checkpoints to EV swaps and a reborn Catalina, we keep the stories and the engines firing. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next ride.